Every manga artist, writer, or screenwriter starts their work by creating a universe in which events will unfold. This process is called world building. We can't imagine Jujutsu Kaisen without curses, Death Note without Shinigami, or Attack on Titan without walls and titans. Each universe is unique and wonderful in its own way. However, some works instantly draw you in and immerse you in their fictional world. I want to tell you about one such anime. The world of this anime is its strongest aspect. It stands out among others for its unique elaboration and meticulous attention to every tiny detail. When I first watched this anime, I was in awe for a week. This magnificent manga, which fortunately was adapted into an anime, is called Made in Abyss. In the first episodes, we see a small island where a city called Orth is located. It is inhabited by adventurers who daily try their luck descending into the mysterious abyss, around which the entire plot revolves. Some seek artifacts or treasures to get rich, while others bravely venture into the difficult journey to reach the bottom of the abyss and uncover its deepest secrets. No one knows where the abyss came from. No one knows its depth. There is only a map that marks the levels of descent. The map was created by brave souls who managed to return alive and tell what happens during the ascent from the abyss. So, what is the danger of descending into the abyss? The scariest part of this arduous journey is not even the descent itself but the attempt to ascend back to the surface. The entire territory of the abyss is cursed. The deeper you go, the harder it is to get out. Returning to the surface has a severe impact on all living beings. When returning from the first level, a person experiences slight dizziness and nausea. On the second level, the symptoms intensify, including nausea, headaches, and limb numbness. On the third level, visual and auditory hallucinations are added to the above symptoms. From the fourth level, unbearable pain throughout the body and bleeding from various orifices begin. The fifth level is accompanied by a complete loss of senses, confusion, and sometimes destructive behavior. The sixth level leads to a loss of humanity or death. There is also a seventh level, but almost nothing is known about it since no one has returned from there. In addition to this, the abyss is inhabited by dangerous creatures, plants, and obstacles constantly trying to kill you. Due to this, a ranking system was created in the city. The higher the rank, the deeper the seeker can descend into the abyss. Each seeker has a whistle, the color of which indicates their rank. The red whistle is the weakest, usually possessed by small children who are just learning to descend into the abyss. They are allowed to descend to the first level but not deeper than 550 meters. Blue whistles are slightly more experienced seekers who can defend themselves in combat, allowing them to descend to the second level. This rank is typically given at the age of 15. The next rank is called moon whistles. They belong to competent seekers who can train red whistles and can descend to the third level without problems. Black whistles are professionals who have seen a lot and been through a lot. They are extremely strong and talented seekers, usually older people who can reach the fourth or fifth level. White whistles are legends, the greatest seekers. Their achievements have changed the world, and their discoveries have amazed everyone. Only a few have a white whistle, the best of the best. They have no depth limit, so most white whistles descend below the sixth level, from which, as you remember, no one has returned. This descent is called the last dive. In the city of Orth, death is a common occurrence, so many orphanages have been built for children whose parents did not return from the abyss. Our main character, Riko, a 12-year-old girl with a red whistle, lives in one of these orphanages. Riko is a kind and cheerful child who loves her friends. She constantly reads books about the abyss and knows a lot about each level and its inhabitants. Riko learns quickly and is quite an experienced seeker for her age. She dreams of becoming a white whistle like her mother, Liza, who went on the last dive 10 years ago. The story kicks off when one of the seekers finds Liza's belongings in the abyss. Besides notes and a white whistle, he brings a letter addressed to Riko, which says, "I am waiting for you at the bottom of the abyss." Imagine, this little girl, without a moment's hesitation, decides to descend to the bottom. She doesn't care that she's a child with only a red whistle. Seekers prepare for years to transition from one level to another, but Riko couldn't care less. She is so confident in herself that she packs her things the next day and begins the descent. Riko's carefree and naive nature might irritate viewers in the first episodes. But with each new danger, we see her become more experienced, and over time, we start to empathize with her. Fortunately, Riko does not descend alone, otherwise, she would have died long ago. Shortly before receiving the letter, Riko discovers a robot with memory loss on the first level. She names him Reg after her dog and assumes he came from the bottom of the abyss. Riko believes that to regain his memory, he needs to return there. Our heroes complement each other perfectly. Riko knows everything about the abyss, is creative and smart, making her the team's brains. Reg essentially serves as Riko's bodyguard, saving her every time she gets into trouble. He is strong and almost indestructible. Moreover, he has a cannon built into his arm. Reg's arms are also incredibly useful tools for navigating the abyss. He uses them to grab ledges and objects, safely moving along with Riko. At the beginning of the anime, I thought, what's the difficulty? Just don't ascend, and the curse won't affect you. But how wrong I was, as the abyss poses deadly dangers at every step. Terrifying monsters, poisonous plants, and horrible people, everything around, even the terrain, wants to kill you. The world of Made in Abyss shows no mercy. Riko and Reg are surrounded by dangers, and worse, they are far from civilization. There's no way back, and no one will come to help. Each level is a completely new location with its features, flora, and fauna that need adaptation. Sometimes, the heroes encounter strange inhabitants of the abyss or other seekers, which is not necessarily a good sign. Meeting someone in the abyss is like meeting someone in a dark alley at night. You're glad to see a person, but on the other hand, you don't know what to expect from them. Maybe they're a crazy psycho. In such moments, Riko uses her amazing charisma. She uses her friendliness ability to establish any communication. Do you know what I like about this anime? The technique of creating tension. Look at Riko. She is a little girl with no combat skills. Watching her adventures in the abyss, I feel the same as when playing a survival horror game, where you constantly feel vulnerable. The only thing you can do is run and hide, hoping not to be noticed. The atmosphere of fear and anxiety is always at its peak. Riko is literally the main character of a survival horror. She is often unarmed and doesn't know how to fight. All she does is run and hide, improvising plans on the go. Yes, you might say she always has a walking weapon, a robot with a built-in cannon. But I forgot to mention one nuance. After each shot, Reg passes out for 2 hours. In the 9th episode, Riko and Reg are attacked by a flying creature. Reg has no choice but to shoot it. After that, he passes out, leaving Riko completely alone. Moreover, Riko has to carry the unconscious Reg. Riko decides not to sit still while Reg recovers. Instead, she continues into the depths of the cave, where it's so quiet that only the wind can be heard. The anime creates a false sense of security, and I had the feeling that something terrible was about to happen. At some point, Riko smells berries and starts walking towards them. And of course, she falls into the stomach of a creature whose digestive juices smell like fruits, luring its victims inside. Panic. What to do? If Riko does nothing, she will be digested. But then she takes out a knife, cuts the stomach, and easily escapes. It seems the problem is over, but then cute little creatures attack Riko and try to eat her alive because she is covered in delicious-smelling digestive juices. I relaxed for a second, and the tension rose again. Riko runs headlong, trying to escape, and then a hill appears in front of her. Remember how I thought descending into the abyss was easy because avoiding the curse required only one condition, not ascending. But now there's no other way out. The only way to escape the creatures wanting to eat you alive is to start climbing up the hill. And after 2 steps upwards, the real horror begins. There are many such moments in this anime when the surrounding world and events put the main characters in critical situations. Made in Abyss is a brutal anime. Some scenes are so terrifying that they are hard to watch. Many criticize it for its inhumanity and cruelty to the characters, but I disagree with them. I think these morally tough scenes show the realism of the Abyss world. This creates tension. I almost never felt that our characters were safe. This place is beyond human control and won't spare anyone, even our cute kids. The art style in this anime is truly unique. Even the adult characters look like children, evoking more empathy and pity because they are children, and their suffering resonates even more in our hearts. The world building in Made in Abyss is simply stunning. The author has thought through every little detail, leaving no room for randomness. What is particularly impressive is the attention to detail, be it the hand-drawn map, artifacts, or legends associated with the abyss. This work shows that the author is completely devoted to his universe, and his passion is conveyed to us while watching. I've never seen an anime with a similar concept. Made in Abyss teaches us the philosophy of life, showing through the characters that there is always a reason to live. I think all this hell that our heroes had to go through was rewarded. Their persistence and loyalty to their ideals lead to the successful completion of their mission. Their adventures are difficult, but each obstacle they overcome helps them grow and become stronger. They show us that even in the most challenging situations, there is always hope and a chance for victory. Their stories inspire us to never give up, no matter what. Back to our heroes. Each new day brings them new challenges, but they continue to fight and never give up. They know their journey is not easy, but they believe that in the end, their efforts will be rewarded. Thank you all so much for watching. Please write in the comments whether you like this anime and if you think it's too brutal.